Welcome to the video. This is the CleanSpark and Bitcoin chart update. I know I was supposed to put it out Friday, but I was traveling, so I'm going to post it today. I'm back at home with my home setup, so hopefully the audio is a little bit better. So let's just jump straight into CleanSpark. Okay, so first off the bat, looking at the chart, we've got this little gap open here. I expect that to close in the near future. Price is still primarily being driven by the Bitcoin price, and we'll take a look at the chart for that later on. We don't know really what's going to happen over the next few days with that. Normally we get a bit of a pop on a Sunday, but we'll look more at that in a minute. This gap here has filled. So that was the one we were waiting to fill. I didn't think it would fill, to be fair, so I'm quite surprised it has because these prices are just silly. I'm actually thinking about adding more to this position just purely based on this being way too oversold. As you can see on the RSI, this has been oversold for quite some time, pretty much since this initial sell-off here. And we still do have an active death cross, although it looks like it wants to come together, and retail and institutions still holding their ground with the flow being flat. So, I mean, not the best looking chart. We could probably still draw a line here as a trend, but it's a bit wishy-washy. And another trend line here, a bit wishy-washy, but I think for the most part, we should be making a push back up to this bull market band in short order. Obviously, that depends on Bitcoin, but we'll take a look at that after. On the weekly, pretty much looking at kind of the same structures here. We've got the gap still pending to fill here. We're kind of now turning this volume shelf into support. Long term, definitely want to be getting above this volume shelf, as it's the whopper that we want to be above. But I mean, that would make a pretty good swing trade, which is kind of what I'm looking at, getting something in for about 17.96% return there. So I think I'll probably be taking that when the market opens on Monday. Get a little benefit from that. This price to me is just ridiculous, especially with all the tailwinds that are coming for the crypto market, Bitcoin, whatever. I mean, a lot of them are really oversold at the moment. Solana as well, I'm pretty interested in taking some swing trades on. RSI is neutrally bearish, so not too bad there. And institutions still doing really well here. The golden cross is active, but gathering. Not ideal, but not overly bearish really either. Flows looking a bit negative, but not too much so. So to me, the price here is just being pulled down by what's happening with Bitcoin. We'll take a quick look at the options, but I haven't looked at them for a week, so I don't really know what to expect. So we'll check that out together. Okay, so the options for this coming week are actually looking pretty decent. We've got this kind of support here at 11.60.70, and that's pretty much what price is sitting at now. So I expect that level to be a good holding place, and then above that, this $15, which is going to be a good resistance. So yeah, a swing trade here is looking like a pretty good idea. So I'll probably be taking that. Although this doesn't mean it's going to be hitting that in the next week, but it's just really identifying key levels of interest. And then if we take a look out to the week after, pretty much people expecting the gap fill. So that's going to be resistance as well. So what we're seeing really is just a confirmation of the technical levels that we're looking at on the other chart, which is always nice to see, especially if you're going to be taking these short-term swing trades. I'm not going to look at the long-term dated trades on this one, just because the Bitcoin cycle might well be over by the time those come to expiration. It's possible they won't, because the cycle's running quite late, I think, this year. So look at those at your own risk, I think. Looking at the Bitcoin daily chart, this is looking really good. We're really confirming this golden Fibonacci level as support here, which is perfect. We popped back above it, got resisted on the bull market band. That's still a negative band at the moment, but the fact that we've not broken back below this is quite strong in my opinion. If we could grind around here and then flip this back into a bullish band, that would be excellent, and that would give us a nice base to reattempt this trend line here. We've been trying a long time to break that, and it's just not happening, but I think it's coming soon. When I say soon, I don't mean like today or tomorrow, probably in a month or so. But It's not as bearish as a lot of people are saying at the moment. I think it's a lot stronger than a lot of people are giving it credit for. Yes, the miners are getting a bit battered from this, but I think most of that's mainly creeping in from a lot of fear, and a lot of worry, because they are, in a way, a leverage trade is making people a lot more conscious of being risk on and risk off. So I think whilst Bitcoin kind of just grinds around in this area, I'm not expecting too many moves from the miners. Yes, there will be days when we have large moves up, but I expect them to fade just as quickly as they pop, as people take quick profits. But the main move hasn't come yet, and that's not going to come until Bitcoin makes a new high. So my plan with the miners that I'm holding is just kind of to capture these drops and take some short-term swings. I don't really want to play with my long-term positions on that because I'm very happy with my sizing. But technically, the RSI is neutral. We almost had a death cross, but it kind of faded it out. And institutions are holding, and retail's getting pushed out a little bit. So I'm not too concerned about the MACD Plus here, and flow is flat. So it's pretty indecisive still, I think. I think if we look at the weekly chart, that's going to show some indecision as well. But like we've talked about, a lot of this price action's been fear. Especially with how earnings season's gone and the Japan carry trade unwinding. I think that's done now. I think the market, especially this buy and the QQQ, are starting to look like they want to confirm a bullish trend again. And the economic data that we've had last week was pretty supportive of that as well. So things look like they're stabilizing for the most part. So if you've got any cash set aside, I'd probably be considering deploying at least some of it right now. Personally, I think I'm going to make a larger deposit on the first of the month and hope that prices stay depressed until then, so I can really capture some of these short-term moves. Taking a look at the weekly chart for Bitcoin, I mean, you can't get a couple more indecisive candles than this. We had this great strong wick up. We've failed to make a new high over the last few weeks from that. That would have been a much more bullish move if we closed above where this previous candle had closed. But for the most part, this bull market band is acting as really good resistance. And then we're also trapped above the Goldman Fibonacci. It's a lot cleaner looking on the weekly. Not really too much more to say about this. I mean, it's pretty much bang in the middle of its trend. So you're either up or down from here. And I would expect it to make more of a bullish confirmation at some point. It's just a waiting game until that happens, unfortunately. And then RSI's flat. We're still loaded up with the whales here, which is excellent to see. So there's definitely strength there. Not really much of a coming together of the moving averages, which is excellent. And flow is kind of flat. So again, looks pretty bullish, really, but not ideally so. It's not going to be mega bullish until it gets above these volumes, but we can live and dream, I guess, is what I'm saying. Don't be panicking. It's not the end of the world just yet. I just wanted to cap this quick video off by saying that whilst I've not been buying Bitcoin or Ethereum because I'm pretty overweight in those positions off of the eToro platform, I've explained loads of times why I don't buy it on eToro. I'm sure you can find it if you go on my wall and have a scroll down. Mainly I'm just using the leverage plays on there, using the miners. But I have been buying a lot of Solana lately, mainly just any price under this bull market band. So especially now it's back under there, I've been quite aggressive. I'm trying to get it to match my Bitcoin and Ethereum. My Ethereum's probably my largest position. It's the one that's been most beaten up, but I do get weekly pay from that because I use it for DeFi, which if you're new to investing, I would recommend staying well away from that. It's quite risky. So overall, I'm relatively flat on that, and I have had a lot of airdrops of other coins that I've managed to cash out on. So pretty flat on all of my investment for Ethereum. Bitcoin's up quite considerably because I've just been adding to my stack on that, but I hadn't really been holding much Solana until this cycle, but I'm starting to get really bullish on it. I think eventually it's going to push Ethereum off, but I think it needs to just get rid of a lot of crap on there at the moment. But I'd like to get it to match my Ethereum position, so I'm heavily buying that, just in case anyone was wondering. If you found this video useful, feel free to give me a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.